Hey there, everybody. It's Bonnie here for Intuitive Eating Wednesdays. So I'm going to see if anybody's going to be joining me, and I'm going to start. I'm going to actually try to stream on Instagram Live. So give me 1 second. Let's see if I can get Instagram Live to work. So I think I'm live with Instagram as well. Hey there, Instagram world. So let me know if you're with me. So I generally go live every Wednesday on in my Facebook group, on my Facebook business page, and on my YouTube channel. And now I want to reach more people on Instagram. So I'm going live on Instagram. So let me know if I'm live right now, who is with me, either in any of these platforms. Let's see. Hang on. We're telling more followers to join your video. Okay, I love that message I'm getting from Instagram now. So hopefully I'm going to do more of all these lives. So let me know if you're here. Today we have a really important topic. So if you're new to me, the first thing I want you to know is that Wednesdays around here in my world is called Intuitive Eating Wednesdays. And it's the day we talk all topics related to intuitive eating. I love if you're with me live. If you are, let me know in the comments. I'm going to check my comments because I always love to talk to you. So let me know if you're here with me, comment and have conversation about the topic we're talking about. Remember to allow StreamYard, give StreamYard permission so they can show your name so I know who I'm talking to. So, and then if you're watching me on Instagram, you can also comment. Let me know that you're here as well. All right. What's today's topic? So today's topic is all about the Clean the Plate Club. So by a show of hands, who is a member of the Clean the Plate Club? I know that it's something that a lot of my clients have experienced. So when we're working on the intuitive eating journey, this comes up quite a bit. So I guess the first thing I want you to explore with me is, how does the Clean the Plate Club show up in your life? So for example, if you order in, right, you say, okay, it's pizza night, let's order in. And you want, you're bringing in pizza for the family and there's one slice of pizza left. Can you leave that slice in the box? Or, I might as well just finish it because it's going to go bad. What else should we give me more examples? How does Clean the Plate show up in your life? Okay, so again, I am on YouTube and Facebook and I am on Instagram Live. So hey, Instagram people, I'm going to be trying to do some more of my weekly lives here for you as well, because I've been leaving Instagram out. It's not fair. So I'm really going to come more on to here and talk. So every Wednesday, don't forget, Wednesdays 12:15 Eastern, we're doing lives. Okay, so we're talking about ways in which the Clean the Plate Club shows up. So pop a comment in the comment box of how it shows up in your life. Are you eating a meal and you know that you're satisfied and you're comfortably full, but there's a bite left and you're like, I can't leave it. I can't leave it. So you finish it off. Is that how it shows up for you? What about if you're at work? You're in the break room and someone brought in a box of donuts and there's one donut left. Is it a waste? It's going to go stale. Do you finish it off? There's a box of cookies in the house, there's a couple left, there's some pretzels. Like, tell me a little bit about how and where Clean the Plate shows up for you. There are many consequences to cleaning the plate and being a member of this Clean the Plate Club. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay, what exactly is the Clean the Plate Club, and what kind of tips can we share to help you move away from being a member of this club? So first, I wanted to share a little bit of history. So, and again, as we're going through this whole concept of Clean the Plate, please come and say hello. Let me know that you're here with me and put a comment in so I know if this is resonating with you at all. Okay, so I want to go back in history because I think it's really, really interesting that and I'm wondering if you knew this, but when I was researching for this live today, I was like, let's find out when Clean the Plate Club even started, right? So it's actually, the Clean the Plate was the beginning of a campaign back in 1917. It was launched by the United States Congress, and Herbert Hoover was the head of the campaign. Uh-oh, something's going on. Am I not live on Instagram? Oh, it shows that I'm live. No? Refresh, and can you see? So my assistant intern is coming in to tell me that it doesn't seem to be live on Instagram. So let's see what happens. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So Herbert Hoover was the head of the campaign, and his goal was to ration the limited food that Americans had during World War I. And there was this pledge that children had to learn. And this pledge was, I'm going to give you a quote, at table, I'll not leave a scrap of food upon my plate. And I'll not eat between meals, but for supper time, I'll wait. So this was a pledge that children had to learn during this time. And his goal was for people to eat less, use fewer essential ingredients, and to finish their entire meal. And by doing this, young children develop the habit of eating everything given to them, thus, quote unquote, cleaning their plate. So I thought that was really interesting to look back to the history of when Clean the Plate Club began. So the goal, again, was to encourage people to avoid wasting food and to ration the ingredients that were in short supply at the time. Sort of kind of makes sense, right? And then school children were taught this whole leave no scrap behind, which what did that do? It encouraged you to ignore your own inner cues, right? So the campaign ended when World War One, at the end of World War One. And but the thing is, it came up again in the Great Depression, and unfortunately, it has stuck around since. So that is where we're like 100 some odd years later, and so many people are still stuck in that Clean the Plate Club, not being able to leave a few bites left if they're feeling satisfied. Remember, I am not talking about leaving food on your plate as a rule. Sometimes diet rules pop up, and some of the diet rules that hopefully you're throwing away are, leave a bite or two on your plate. No, you don't want to utilize an external rule. You always want to tap into your inner signals, your inner cues to guide your eating. But when you notice that you're comfortably satisfied, the question then is, can I still leave a bite or two, or does it not pay to just leave it over because it's a waste, right? Tell me your experiences. All right, let's see. Yay, Gail is here. Hi, Gail. Welcome. Thank you for commenting. So Gail says, yes, my grandmother was in a concentration camp and knew what it was like to go hungry. As a teacher, there are kids who come to school hungry. I give part of my lunch to them. Oh, wow. That is really, really, really sad, but so generous of you, Gail. So generous. So nowadays, the Clean the Plate Club comes in many forms. So let's talk a little bit about a few of those forms that Clean the Plate Club comes in, right? It's you feeling obligated to eat 100% of what's on your plate, no matter your level of fullness, right? So you feel obligated to do that. It's eating solely based on calories and stopping a meal when you've, quote unquote, ran out of your allotment or of your allowed calories for the day or the meal. It's following rules of diet culture or rules around your eating. So eating at certain times of the day, eating with the sun, intermittent fasting, things like that. Irene, hi. Yes, Irene. Glad to see you. I'm so glad you wrote that that's your name there. You can always go to that link above, which is the StreamYard link, to give permission for you to for your name to show up. And I'm really glad that you posted your name. So Irene, do you experience or have you experienced this being a member of the Clean the Plate Club? And those of you on Instagram Live, anybody there, have you experienced the Clean the Plate Club? Is that something that you are experiencing now? Another source of Clean the Plate Club is a sense of entitlement. If you're coming into this from a history of dieting, chronic dieting, think about it. You put a certain amount of food on your plate that you're deemed to eat. Like, this is what you're told. You can have this. This is your amount. This is the amount you get for this meal. Well, guess what? You're going to eat every last bite of that from that sense of entitlement, right? You're going to clean the plate regardless of your signals. So this is what I mean about the Clean the Plate Club and the damage from it, right? So I have a little personal story I can share with you about this. So there's somebody in my family who will remain nameless because he or she might be watching, and I don't want them to get upset that I'm mentioning the story. Irene says, yes, always growing up, just finish it and get rid of it. Exactly. So anyway, this individual always cleans their plate, right? And it's so much so that others who are eating at the table, if food is left on the plate, this individual will, you're not finishing what's on your plate. So it's really something. I can't really tell more about that because I want the person to get upset, but it's really something to think back to where this mindset comes from. Where does this come from? Did you grow up with scarcity? Um, is it this sense of entitlement? Is it just an ingrained behavior, right? There are so many reasons how and why you've become a member of this Clean the Plate Club. So eating all of the food on your plate, whether you're feeling full or not, as a result, what ends up happening is, remember, this can start, like Irene is saying, at a very, very young age, right? And I mean, let's go back for a minute to childhood, right? Have you ever heard, don't waste your food, there are children starving in another country, right? Somebody says hate to waste, right? Okay, so sometimes that's what we're told as a kid, finish everything on your plate, there are children starving in, and then you can fill in the country that was said, right? A clean the plate, how does that phrase go? A clean plate is a happy plate. That's another one. You can only get dessert if you finish everything on your plate. That's yet another something, right? So have you heard these things? It's a sin to waste food, it's a sin to waste money, and so forth. All encourages you to do what? To finish the plate. So these statements or these rules teach us at a very, very young age to just forget about our hunger and fullness signals, to ignore what our body is telling us, and instead really utilize these external forces and rules to guide our eating. So, why should we give this up, right? How has it impacted you? I want you to participate. How has this impacted you? How has being a member of this Clean the Plate Club, how do you think it's impacted you in your relationship with food? Really important for you to start to think about that, right? So let me share a couple of thoughts as you go to type away. So again, if you're on Instagram live with me, hey, hello. This is our Wednesday Intuitive Eating Wednesday live training. I'm going to be doing this every Wednesday, 12:15. If you're on Facebook or YouTube with me, hello to you, and please continue to comment. So this is interactive. So being a member of the Clean the Plate Club, we've already discussed, causes you to just ignore your inner signals and lose trust in those signals. So it also encourages mindless eating, right? And mindless eating, it's eating what's in front of you, not paying full attention, not having an awareness, and that sets you up to eat beyond your feelings of comfortable fullness. And then what happens? Well, physically, you may not feel well, right? And then mentally, you start to beat yourself up. I can't believe I did it again. And you get frustrated with yourself, right? And then, of course, like I said, you're ignoring your body's signals. And when you ignore your inner cues, all of a sudden they silence, they atrophy. You're not using it. So so to speak, you lose it, right? Have no fear, though. We do work on reigniting those signals when we work on intuitive eating. The more you work on, no, let me say it this way. The more you ignore what your body is telling you, the harder it is going to become for you. It is going to be for you to start to really tap in and pay attention to the messages your body gives you. So if this goes on long enough, it can lead to a very poor relationship with food and your body and your lack of trust, right? You're developing a lack of trust in yourself around food. And so where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? So remember one thing that I want to tell you. Feeling fullness is your friend. Your body is giving you signals to guide you. You were born with these signals for a reason. They're innate. But your years of dieting have just caused the signals to do what? To be buried. And then all the messages from dieting and diet culture have created these cognitive distortions. And so at this point, you're like, I got to follow the rules because you think those are the rules that are actually rational, but in fact, they are not. And so what I want you to understand is that when you feel fullness, I want you to celebrate. I want you to say yay, because that means your body is working. Your body is doing actually what it's intended to do. And that is a celebration. It's similar to when we talk about hunger, when I'm working with my clients and we talk about hunger and how hunger has silenced. And we reignite the hunger. And then when my clients start to hear hunger again and feel hunger again, it's like so exciting for them. And I go, it's a celebration. So if you're just getting started on your intuitive eating journey, I know this whole thing can be a very scary concept because you're probably still, stuck in, for lack of a better word, diet mentality, right? Or you're holding on to the rules of dieting, because we do know that sometimes it's hard to give up. Even though we realize those rules don't help us, it's like a safety net, but that safety net has a ton of holes in them, right? Because we ultimately know that diets just don't work. So just remember, right? Remember that feeling these signals means your body is working, right? And once you've stopped labeling foods as good and bad, and you have given yourself full permission, so that's unconditional permission to eat, right? Which I know is a concept that might be hard for so many people, then you'll be able to really pay attention to the fullness signals and allow that to guide you. And at some point, when you recognize that comfortable level of fullness, you will be able to stop eating and leave food on your plate, regardless, of how much or what is there. Remember, it's not a rule to leave food on your plate at all. It's really more about paying attention, being mindful, tuning in, and trusting the signals that your body is giving you to say, okay, I'm still hungry, so I'm going to keep eating. Or I'm satisfied, so I'm going to stop eating, knowing I can eat again in another time. And that, my friend, is how you leave the Clean the Plate Club behind. So let me take a moment and ask you for your thoughts. Where are you on this journey? Have you left that Clean the Plate Club, or do you still feel like you're a member and you're still working on it? Again, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, everybody, let's go. Comments, where are you at? Where are you at? Are you still a member of the Clean the Plate Club, or are you slowly eking yourself out of that club? That is not a club that serves you well for so many of the reasons I've already mentioned. And remember, I think a very important point here, a very, very important point here is what? Is to recognize and to know that there's no rules around this, right? Nobody is saying to you, don't eat what's on your plate. You must leave something. But it's more about the enjoyment of your meal. It's more about staying focused, staying mindful, savoring. And when you do that and you slow down, you'll find that you're able to acknowledge and tap into those fullness signals, and then stop eating when you're comfortably full. Again, regardless if there's food left on the plate. And if it's a concept of, I don't like to, I don't want to waste food, I get that also. So you can always put that food away. You can save that food for tomorrow. You can put it away for another time. You can add that food to your next meal. Even if it's a small portion, you can totally add it to the next meal and enjoy it even more so again, because when you begin eating again at a gentle, hungry state, you're now going to have a greater enjoyment of this food all over again. So that's the conversation around the Clean the Plate Club. Please pop a comment in. Let me know if you found the history of the Clean the Plate Club interesting. If you missed it and you came on late, go back to the beginning of this recording and where I talked about the history of the Clean the Plate Club. And it's time for us to banish that club forever. It's time for us to get back in touch and in tune with our inner signals. Okay. Thoughts, comments? Let's see. Oh, hey, Ma. Oh, hi. Marilyn is with me on live. Thank you. Okay, so let's see what Marilyn says. I vacillate between eating everything and not being aware versus when I am mindful and not distracted. Right. So Marilyn, don't you notice, right? Is it what you're saying, that when you're mindful and you're not eating with distraction, you're able to tap into those signals and then make a determination when your meal is over, right? Whether there's food left on the plate or not, it's not about, I must finish what's on my plate. And the fact that you vacillate back and forth between that, it's okay. I know Marilyn, and Marilyn is in the journey now, right? So that's okay. At some point in time, you'll see that it will become more of a practice for you, where you'll be able to, it's going to be like an automatic behavior, automatic focus, that, you know what, I can't have distraction. I mean, that happens to me when I sit down with my husband to eat a meal. And if he has, the TV on or the news on, or he's watching sports, I say, I can't sit down with you and eat. So we either, shut off the distraction, or I'll eat by myself. I know that can sound a little harsh, but I need to focus on my food. Because before you know it, the plate is clean. The plate is empty. And you're eating, you're not feeling comfortable. So the vacillation, Marilyn, is very normal. So just pay attention, be curious, not judgmental. And I promise over time, you will work on becoming more mindful. But what is very important here for everybody to recognize is there is no perfection. I'm looking at you on YouTube and Facebook and you on Instagram. There is no perfection with intuitive eating. So even somebody who is a seasoned intuitive eater very well might clean their plate, very well might end a meal in a place of feeling a little overfull. And guess what? That's okay. That's okay. The difference between a dieter and an intuitive eater is a dieter starts talking down to themselves, berates themselves, and that just starts a domino effect of eating all sorts of things mindlessly and destructively, whereas an intuitive eater just says, I wonder what happened. I finished what's on my plate. Now I feel a little overfull. Just be curious about the events, the thoughts that led to that, learn and move on and grow from it. Let's see, we've got a comment here, Facebook user. I'm assuming that's Irene. I try to not put too much on my plate. Save it for later is a good tool. Love the full permission to eat concept, still working on fullness versus satisfied cues. Right. So that is going to take some time. So keep on keeping on with that. And when you say I try not to put too much on my plate, I want you to understand that sometimes that language of too much can be coming from a place of diet culture and diet mentality. So just explore that too much piece a little bit. Who is determining what too much is, right? That's an important thing for you to dig deeper in. So Irene, if that is you, then explore that a little bit and come to our Intuitive Eating Basics forum and chat a little bit about that. I'd be excited to hear more about what you discover around that. Okay. So that's all I've got for you on today's live. Let me just tell you again, I always do Intuitive Eating Wednesday live trainings on Facebook, my business page, my Facebook group, and on YouTube, my YouTube channel. If you don't follow me on YouTube, then please go ahead to YouTube, follow my channel. It's called Bonnie Giller, actually, search, and you'll find it. I have a Diet Free Zone show where I upload videos all around the concept of living diet-free and intuitive eating. You could subscribe. Irene, that's me. Will do. Okay. In the future, Irene, just click the link for StreamYard to allow us to show your names. It's really cool. So I upload videos pretty frequently. And then, of course, I do the lives every Wednesday on my YouTube channel. And then I'm going to be doing lives right here on Instagram every Wednesday as well. So if that's your preferred platform, I will see you every Wednesday here. Follow and not only follow, and I'm getting a phone call here I see on Instagram. That's weird. I don't know how to get rid of that. That is so interesting. Phone call. Okay, hopefully I'm gonna ignore that. And so if you know of anybody that you want to introduce to the concepts of intuitive eating, you can send them to my YouTube channel as well. They could subscribe so every time I upload a new video, you'll get a notification. And also, you could subscribe right here, follow me on Instagram for all of my posts and my lives here that will happen every Wednesday, 12:15 Eastern. All right, so it's been fun, everybody. I'm going to call it a day for my training so I can go see some clients. Actually, my hunger cues are speaking, so I'm going to actually go have lunch right now. And then I will see you next time. If you have any questions, #replay, post a comment, a thought, a question. I will absolutely come back and I will absolutely respond. All right. Have a great day. Bye.